What a incredibly powerful and dynamic time it is right now. There is so much going on energetically within each and every one of us. This has been an ongoing process as we all transform and move into greater and more powerful energies. The frequencies have been very strong as we can feel ourselves holding on to more and higher frequencies, really tapping into a better sense of ourselves, who we are, and what needs to be released. So this is an ongoing process and journey unique to every single one of us. So what I'm getting and what I'm feeling may or may not resonate with you, and that is okay. So here's sort of some of the top things. It has been very fast-paced, very quickly moving. We go through these levels and layers, and this continues to loop, if you will, to some degree. But each time we gain more and more insight and level up ourselves. And a lot of this work, we're all in different roles here, but a lot of this work can be focused around spending your time really in conversation with the universe, with yourself, with understanding many aspects and drivers behind these subconscious parts of ourselves. So very powerful way to work. So a couple things that have been coming through is these aha moments that are so strong, very deeply buried, that are coming up for some of us that have been too difficult to admit in the past. And no matter how long you've been on this healing process, these things will come up at you and blow your mind away, and not necessarily in a good way, because it almost feels like it takes you back a number of steps. And that is and can be emotionally challenging to face these even deeper buried parts of ourselves. And from those experiences, we may have to take a course of action that also may not be comfortable, but realize for our own growth, for our own healing in many different areas of our lives, this is the best thing to do. So that is an individual experience, but these aha moments are affecting the global energies, if you will, because it is happening mostly related to, a lot of it, I think, to our childhood traumas. So many people are talking about this now. This and narcissistic abuse are very, very top topics in the collective energy. So people are digging into what they are not. Parts of themselves that they have picked up from others are coming to the surface, and we are being forced to face it. And it's really the only way is through. So sitting with these energies and dealing with really transmuting them, it can take some time. We have to be kind to ourselves and realize that this is a part of the journey, and it's a process, and it's okay. In fact, giving us more space to bring in the new. So that is very big. Associated with that are potentially issues with your gut, with your stomach. A lot of stomach issues can be felt collectively. Myself have experienced this to a very large degree, because I know that's where I store the energies that are negatively affecting me. They have a little home in my stomach there, and this has been an issue my whole life. But there was recently in my life a big purge, a very, very big purge in this area. I think this was an ancestral purge. It was that big. So that is a very big subject right now. Triggering. So another big energy. This is one of mirroring. So I want to talk about this topic because it has been a confusing issue for me since starting this journey like 10 years ago. Is, mirroring. I read mirroring was when people are showing you who you are. And it was confusing to me because I was dealing with a lot of toxic people. And I know myself not being of the nature of what you might describe as a toxic person. Certainly some traits in there, but not aggressively toxic. So I've been, kind of going through my life trying to understand what this mirroring means. But realizations are big here around the mirror effect, that I actually can trigger people, and I have done this my whole life. Randomly, sometimes people can get very angry and aggressive with me because it's like I have some very interesting energies, especially very strong Scorpio energies, where it's like I'm holding a mirror, and what they are feeling, what they are seeing is actually themselves in me. I don't do anything to cause this. It's just one of my gifts. But this becomes more apparent the more we do the work, and the more we release, the more we deal with our own shadows. This can become a stronger energy. It's not an excuse. It's not everybody this is happening to, but certainly for a lot of people that are watching me who have done the work, you're going to notice this strange activity happening with the people around as they are, some of them starting their journey of the built up energetics within themselves that need to be purged. And we offer that mirror. So in a way it's helpful, but it's very hard to process as the person receiving it. But this triggering is happening a lot lately. So we can see just the amount of individuals who are venturing into these powerful energies and reinventing and understanding themselves. It's quite a very large time energetically, as you guys all know. So take it as it comes. I think as you do the work, as you grow, as you start to master really the energies yourself, the skills and understanding of projections and others, it becomes easier to take. Of course, a course of action can be to remove yourself from that kind of energy, depending on really who it is. That is usually the wise thing to do. But in some cases, we may want to just look at it from a perspective of helping the individual. It all depends. Every situation is unique, but this triggering is happening as people are starting to on board with this process. This whole energy of this is, for some of us, have been going through and talking about these things for quite some time now. It is definitely a big investment that we're putting through that is not easy for a lot of us, as we're dealing with some very, very deep, intense energies here. There's definitely psychological warfare. You can look at your own life. I know myself, for the past 10 years, a lot of my work has been around dealing psychologically with people in my life. It has been exhausting, but it has been, a sort of a game of understanding psychologically where I'm coming from and different people are coming from. And this is what I think we're feeling from a collective standpoint as well. And we have to kind of step back sometimes and really sort of live in our peacefulness and not trying so hard to constantly push the envelope to be the one doing, the work for healing and pass some of these batons down the path. Thankfully, there are brand new people coming on board, because this is and has been very hard work for a lot of people. But we know that this is our calling and our destiny. We really want to see the earth improved, and we really want to find our own growth and our own healing and our betterment of ourselves, for ourselves and our relationships. So that is usually the root cause behind when you have a contract with yourself, if you will, to really, really focus on how we can do better. And the very last thing I wanted to say is, and it's gone. See, this is what happens. I'm real. Definitely Gemini season. As a Gemini moon, my mind sometimes jumps from topic to topic. These energies are coming at us very, very quickly, and there can be big revelations and then on to the next thing. So it has left my mind, but that is an example of Gemini season happening right there. But again, this is how quickly the energies are moving. This is how quickly we can get an aha moment and then jump to something else. So keep your seatbelt well fastened. Also, I guess physically, we have to kind of embrace the fact that these are, for some of us, the energetics of this time. So learning how to not be in resistance to them and how to best utilize them for your own growth is actually the key. So much to learn, so much excitement as we are growing and expanding in areas too. It's not all just purging, it is also bringing in new. And I remember what I wanted to say is the other part, of course, is the create mode. So we've got to remember that the more we focus on these energies, sometimes we can overfocus. It's really becoming a hot topic, which is a little concerning. But the more we focus on these energies, it's kind of, you're going to keep bringing them forward. So once you sort of have an understanding that this is an ongoing up and down process, we have to go with the flows, the downs, the downer shit days, and then we can bounce back to a higher frequency, better days, and then apply ourselves or pull ourselves out of that lower state sometimes and start thinking about, what if I could use these energies to create something different? And that is where you start to bring out your creativity, to really create, which is where the energies need to be going collectively, because it's so powerful right now. And what can it be? So I know for myself, I'll give you an example personally. My experiences have been a lot in the medical area, physical, very challenging physical ailments, dealing with healing on a very, very deep physical level. And, ideas around how things can be done better, where we can really look at root causes of physical ailments and try and move ourselves through using different types of healing modalities rather than just pharmaceutical. There's a body problem, here is the solution. These things run much deeper, as a lot of you know, and sciences are moving very, very quickly. Sciences, the psychologies are going to really start to come together as we move into this new earth direction, which is very, very exciting. So keeping an eye on the opportunity to be a part of that creation in the quantum field. So, you've got to look at all sides of the story here when we're dealing with these energies, because it is a mixed bag, but don't lose sight of the potentiality here. So that's what I got for you today. And I hope everyone is doing well, is finding their own new stuff on this journey. Thank you for your service, and we'll talk soon. Bye.